Oh, yeah. What up, y'all? It's your boy, the one and only A-Switch, aka James Earl Jones' lost son, prodigy, aka how'd I get this ashiness on my elbows? AKA who gonna suck this toe? Who gonna suck the toe? Okay. Who, I tell you, who? These are questions we need to know. Alright, let me stop. Bringing you episode, I think, 10? I think that deserves a celebration.
Yeah. Episode 10. Yeah. Episode 10. Yeah.
Yeah. Episode 10. Yeah. Episode 10. Yeah. Episode 10. You're welcome. Yes, so this is episode 10 of Switches Sites podcast, the gaming, mainly gaming with some nerd culture in there as well, that at least I find relevant in that respect. So today's date is 6/22/29, technically on a Saturday, recording at midnight. Normally was planning to record earlier, but didn't really find any interesting tidbits that really tickled my fancy, if you will. Excuse me, until now. So, we just gonna go off the cuff, at least for this episode. We obviously came off the brunt of E3, so pretty much generally after E3 it's like a pretty fair lull in terms of gaming news, but I did find some stuff that I did happen to miss, so I'll address some of that. Also, probably elaborate more on some of my gaming escapades lately, as well as maybe do some experimentation with this podcast, because why not? It's a podcast, experiment, right? So yes, first tidbit of news we'll get into. Actually, let's start off with NPDs, actually. So I'm kind of fascinated by game sales, and I thought, you know what, I say every now and then, or if I catch it, why not, if there isn't any, I guess, more pressing topics to discuss, why not cover NPDs? So that's what we'll do. So of course, referring to the era that is Reset, aka Reset Era, going by Zooge EX's post that I'm pretty sure I know he does pretty regularly or monthly of NPDs of the previous month. So I say it's worth exploring some of these analytics, shall we? I think we shall. So, let's just go over some of the software rankings and kind of provide my viewpoint on them. For the month of May, the top 20 best-selling titles. This includes physical and digital sales, apparently. With some exceptions for some titles, but it depends, and I'll differentiate if so. First, you know what? Just to keep the suspense going, we'll go the top 10, starting from 10 all the way up. So number 10, we got NBA 2K19. You know, the black. Why they gotta be black? Why'd I go there? In my head, I'm just thinking of the Black Hokage and all ignorant ignorant black, not ignorant, that's not really the right word. Well, in terms of personification, let's be respectful, obviously. Come on now. Yeah, it seems like if I'm surfing on Twitch, it's always some ignorant person playing NBA 2K. I guess that's kind of the nature of the game. You can't really be respectful and play a game like NBA, I don't think, without, getting some emotion, passion into it. But I digress. So, and I can't really talk, actually. I'd be a hypocrite because I did get NBA 2K19 recently. There was a sale, I think around the NBA Finals, where you can get this damn game for like $3 on both platforms, Xbox One and PS4, possibly Steam too. But that was crazy. I was like, that might be worth it, scanning your face in and playing the role playing aspect of it. Your My Player, where you play the story mode. I think that for me that'd be worth it. At least the last one I played was 2K16. I mean 2K6. So that's like 06. That's the original Xbox. But nonetheless, yeah. Number 9, Minecraft. Is anybody surprised? I'm not. Number 8 is MLB 19, the show. I guess that came out this month, or the month of May. I think that's roughly around baseball season. I could be totally wrong. I don't know. Not surprised though. Number 7, Red Dead Redemption 2. That seems expected. I can believe that. I guess none of these aren't necessarily outlandish or like totally surprising, but they're there. Number 6, Smash Brothers Ultimate. I don't know, for some reason I'm surprised this is at this current spot, but when you think of the whole kind of nature of the whole game, it kind of makes sense. So number 5, I swear I don't believe how this game always leads me into disbelief constantly, and I just don't get it, but at the same time I do. But then when I think about it more, I still don't get it. And that is Grand Theft Auto 5. 6 damn years. This game has been staying at least the top 10, I want to say. Top 10 for sure. Obviously Grand Theft Auto Online is giving it a lot of legs, but like outside of that, I don't like, who doesn't have the game already? Is somebody just buying these just purposefully again? One theory I do have is that I know, at least this has been within like maybe the last 6 months, but Grand Theft Auto has been doing this sale where they sell the base game along with this super uber shark cards, which I believe is like, purchasing in-game currency basically. My theory is that at least from what I've seen, they've always been ridiculously cheap with that bundle. I think people actually just buy that game again in order to get these shark cards, because it's I would assume technically cheaper than just buying the shark card itself. And maybe you get an extra code to give to somebody else or something like that. That's at least my theory. But even with that was only recently, and still it's still staying in the top 10 from what I've always seen. That is just so crazy to me. I don't know. It's like, who hasn't bought this game already? It seems like just how crazy it sells. You would assume that it would obviously, the sales would go down because it's selling. So it's sold by now. It should be in everybody's homes or hands. I don't know. It's just impressive nonetheless. Bravo to Rockstar for that, man. You can see now they not even in a rush to make Grand Theft Auto 6. I mean, this game is still in the top 10. I will never understand that. That always confuses me. It's a great game though, obviously, so it technically does speak for itself in that aspect. Okay, enough ranting and raving about Grand Theft Auto 5. Number 4, Rage 2. I'm actually interested with this, that this game is in this spot. It seems like it hasn't really been, haven't heard a lot of word about it at the time, or that it was like really notable. I mean, I think the consensus is that it's, generally a pretty good game, but maybe, I don't know, for me, it's not one I instantly would go out for and go and get, but I do understand, I guess to some extent, that it's doing well. I think it did have a pretty strong, it felt like it had a pretty strong marketing campaign too, from a lot of the avenues I've seen and stuff, so in turn that does kind of make sense. Number 3, a game I have no clue about whatsoever, so would have really no base or antithesis of this game's sales potential. Total War 3 Kingdoms. I have no clue what this game is. I'm assuming it's an RTS for PC, and that's all I have. So I'll leave it at that. Next we have number 2, Days Gone. Wow. This goes to show you how just having a zombie themed game can get you in some pretty big places. But at the same time, at least I played a little bit of the game. I rented it for a bit and took it back, but now I recently bought it and plan to play it sometime soon. And it was from what I played, it was decent, but then again, I didn't put too much time into it to really like make a verdict on it, but I enjoy it from what I played, so I could see people's interest in the game in that aspect. So technically not surprised by this spot, but at the same time, I know critically it wasn't as well received as Sony's other big titles, big homemakers, big breadwinners. So good on Days Gone. At least that definitely secures a sequel, which I'm definitely would be interested in seeing. Regardless, I like the concept of a Sons of Anarchy meets Walking Dead type vibe, which I could definitely get behind. I liked what I played. So, and at number 1, don't really think there's a prize to anybody really. Mortal Kombat 11. I think this game definitely deserves it, and I guess it's actually a great segue now that I think about it. Actually, I just started getting back to playing this game recently this week. It's a pretty great game. It's a pretty great game. It's a pretty great game. Cause I'm money hungry. It's a pretty great game. So, some aspects I do like about the game is the lost my train of thought. The not the emphasis on combos. I do like that. You're rewarded not as much for doing high high amounts of combos, even though the potential is there. But at least from what I played, it feels like that's not the big emphasis, which is generally, at least what I feel for most games, kind of the big rule of thumb. Or, you can't be a fighting game unless you have ridiculously long, extensive combos that you can't like do 100% of the time. And if you can't, then this is not the game for you. That type of formula, if you will. But with this Mortal Kombat, I don't know, I feel like it feels like it clicks for some reason, and it's hard to really describe it, but it just feels like I'm understanding it more. And I do like attribute that to a lot of the mechanics of the game, as well as this is one of the very few games that actually tells you first off like statistics in terms frame data and stuff like that, which you have to research and look into online and try to get data and check with other people for other games, which I definitely hope that becomes the norm, for fighting games more, since it's kind of not as much a mystery nowadays in terms of like, let's keep this hidden so, people have that element of discovery, which I think for some other, folks, that is kind of maybe the appeal in some aspects. But at least for me personally, that's definitely one aspect I do like about Mortal Kombat 11, is that they do show a lot of great aspects in terms of making it more user friendly for, people that aren't deep into fighting games, or, get easily discouraged in fighting games. I definitely approve. So, managed to play online a couple matches, and, the net code, I think is pretty good. I didn't have too many issues. I do like a lot of aspects of it. It does tell you up front if the person is wireless or wired in, which definitely will tell you a lot of information off the bat in terms of if you want to, match up with this dude that will like obliterate your ass based off of having a horrible connection. So stuff like that, as well as telling you their ping time, obviously, which I think is generally at least the basis for most fighting games, that they do tell you that information. So that should be like a mandate for all fighting games, just period, just because that is so damn essential in terms of ensuring, well, not necessarily ensuring, just giving you a fair kind of base to determine if you should fight this person or not, and not get creamed on unfair basis, basically. So definitely hope that becomes the standard to some extent. And it seems like something that's pretty simple to do, I would assume, but who knows? So the crypt is pretty fun. Actually encouraged me to start exploring the crypt a little bit. Just overall, it kind of actually gave me similar feelings as to the older Mortal Kombats, the good ones like Deadly Alliance and Deception. They were both I thoroughly enjoyed those, even though it's kind of the controversial, like it's 3D and styles and stuff, but at least at the time it felt revolutionary and fun. So but yeah, overall I just feel like things are clicking more, and I'm able to get inputs and combos somewhat reliably, which I don't know, I've struggled to some extent depending on the game, but In general, like I said, it's not as much of an emphasis in terms of in terms of you know, execution of insanely long combos, even though those options are technically still there for a fair amount of characters. So of course, me being a black man, I have to, I kind of feel entitled to represent my culture. So based off that fact, I only had to roll with Jax. It was only necessary. So definitely been playing with him a bit. Really like his play style. You're encouraged for being aggressive, which generally it depends. I feel like I kind of tend to go back and forth in terms of being more defensive or aggressive. It just varies based off the character I'm playing. But knowing this character and, kind of the mindset you need to have to be successful with him, I found a lot of enjoyment of playing with him and in that aspect, messing with the different attributes and abilities and mixing and matching. So been finding great enjoyment of that. Online, I'm very surprised I've not been getting my ass obliterated like I've felt in various fighting games, to the point of immense discouragement and embarrassment, and ultimately me going like, this game, this is some bull, and then just drop it completely. So the crypt does also send this little dopamine. It feels like, at least, kind of getting rewarded for doing the time towers, which are basically, against the NPCs, or AI characters and stuff like that, to earn currency and stuff like that. But yeah, man, I've been pretty surprisingly enjoying it a fair amount. So yeah. Also, I did I think what also kind of got me into it too was I got these custom D-pads for the PS4 controller. They're called what are they called? Battle Beaver Customs, where they make execution a little bit more easier in terms of each D-pad section, like up, down, left, right, are separate of one another, which in turn gives you better execution. At least I've definitely noticed when messing with the D-pad. So been messing with that. Been liking the feel of it overall, and in turn been having a hell of a time, man. So yeah, curious to see how long that goes. I'll probably start messing with some other characters, and that might further improve my interest in the game. I'm thinking next I'm try to mess with Aaron Black, maybe little Liu Kang. I don't know yet. We'll see how that goes. But yeah, so surprisingly liking Mortal Kombat. So rightfully, I say in the number one spot. So yeah, let's see. So next we'll go and talk about Monster Hunter World Iceborne. So the closed beta came out today, actually, or technically yesterday, but came out today for exclusively for PlayStation or PS Plus users. Or no, if you're on PS Plus, you get to play the weekend of the 21st through the 24th, and then next weekend regular PlayStation users will get to play that following weekend. So yeah, I did play through the whole thing. Played through the first three. Well, there were only technically three quests in the beta. The first one is Great Jagras. Second is the new like semi flagship monster. I forgot its name. The caribou looking Diablos wannabe looking cousin of Diablo's looking, I forgot his name, but I'm pretty sure y'all know what I mean. And then third was, good God, the Tigrex, just as vicious as ever. But managed to beat all of those, and if for every quest for each quest you beat, you unlock a pack that goes with your when you get or buy the retail version of the game, you'll get those added packs, like potions and like items to combine stuff with, to create stuff and stuff like that. So pretty cool incentive to play the betas and beat them. I do like the cool new additions they made. I only messed with a couple. I messed with the long sword, the two new moves, and the grapple claw. I forgot the term, but basically the move that lets you instantly grapple while unsheathed on monsters, as well as shoot too. So pretty awesome additions. Can't wait to experiment with that more to see what that's about. They also have the monster riding in the game, and in the beta. So I got to mess with that. That was pretty cool. So basically, it's like, it felt very similar to the taxi system in Grand Theft Auto, in a weird sense, where basically you can ride the monster, open up your map while you're riding the monster to specify a specific waypoint where it'll go to after you specify it. And what else? You can pick up items on the way, so whatever it comes by, you can just hit the circle as if you're walking or running, and you'll pick up the item while you're riding the monster too. So all in all, you can also jump off of it and attack too. But all in all, pretty great additions to the game. So definitely looking forward to when the full game releases. But it's an A in my book so far. Can't wait to see all the monsters that come out. It was one huge hint in the new snow map, which two of the last two quests take place in. It showed this weird skunk looking monster, which it clearly because obviously for a lot of the monsters or smaller monsters, they're like a relative of the primary monster in most of the games. So I saw this weird looking, like, it looked like a skunk, but it wasn't a skunk. It looked like a skunk, and like a skunk and a raccoon just had nasty, dirty sex, and it was this monster. So I'm curious to see what the actual monster, primary monster is of that, in terms of that line. But I forgot what it was called. It was like a slurm or something, a loom. I think it's slurm, but I'm probably completely wrong on that. But I'm fascinated to see what that actual monster is going to be. It probably is going to be like, subpar monster that, before you get in the big nitty gritty G rank stuff or something like that. Even though technically, no, I think the entirety of these new monsters and this whole new continent is going to be technically G rank, I believe. So, but yes, either way. All in all, looking forward to it. Can't wait for it to come out. It feels long and close at the same time, if that makes sense. So, yeah. Next topic of discussion. Microsoft laid off staff at Inside Xbox and Mixer. RIP. Press F to pay respects. Of course, it's no laughing matter when people, get laid off, lose their jobs, because that I definitely can understand that sucks. So, yeah, so at least according to Twitter, it was a couple of employees of Inside Xbox that, they included a couple of their friends in, and it seems like all of them were obviously in the same department. And yeah, basically acknowledging like, yeah, just got laid off. So what are we going to do? Just got to look for something else. So, and yeah, basically they're all of the Inside Xbox team and Mixer. Some aspect of Mixer, like Mixer producers, I forgot the term, but not all of Mixer, but it seemed like, I guess, the front end or displaying end, if you will, of Mixer. So that at least seems to indicate that Mixer seems to be possibly on its last legs, because God knows they are pushing that platform hard to be something that it potentially just may not be capable to be. But only time will tell. And for those that don't know, Mixer is basically, at least what I see it as, is a competitor to Twitch in terms of a streaming platform to stream your games on. If you're on the Xbox One, you have it as one of the apps or tabs to go to on the Xbox app. They push it in your face all the time in terms of, hey, do you want to see this person stream this game you're about to play? Please, please let us. We need. Let us. We want to make Mixer work, please. At least that's kind of the impression I get from Mixer. It just seems like what's the best analogy you think about Mixer? Mixer is like the little brother that wants to play the game, but bigger brother, it's his game. So obviously, hey, you ain't gonna come in my territory and play my game because it's my game. So when I'm not playing, maybe you could play, maybe, but no. Otherwise, no. So Twitch is the big brother to Mixer being small little brother. So say it's probably maybe the best. There's probably a much more descriptive or clearer analogy than I presented, but I think that somewhat summarizes it fairly well. So but yeah, definitely hope the folks that were laid off get on their feet. I'm pretty sure they will. But yeah, just at least what kind of it indicates in terms of Xbox is production and their efforts trying to make a platform that rival Twitch. At least so far, does not seem to be working that well. So, but we'll see. Next topic of discussion: EACO says that Anthem is not working very well, but vows to stick with it, and BioWare. So this was an article from PC Gamer earlier, yesterday technically, on an interview. So basically, that despite Anthem's issues, and I heard a lot of stuff after just atrocity that has been Anthem, in that extent that people are leaving the game, so in turn now it's being harder to matchmake with people in games now for the people that still do want to play, and then in turn that's gonna get people to not play because there's not people to play with in a timely manner and things like that. So very curious to see how this is gonna turn around, but I mean, we have seen some success stories of games that seem like they were on their last legs, in a despair of nothingness and just being straight up canceled. But made an immense turnaround in like some of the bigger games or more popular games than what is out today. A couple examples come to mind, which is Rainbow Six Siege. That had a huge turnaround. I know when that came out, that was like it felt just not good, but it's a pretty legit game now. I've been interested in playing it a little bit more too. And then technically No Man's Sky, even though that's not necessarily multiplayer, even though they added multiplayer to it, but it's possible. But I don't know, in today's gaming market, it seems like it's kind of slim pickings, and the odds are against EA. Also piggybacking on EA in terms of let's just throw all these tomatoes at EA because they deserve it. They deserve it so much. They're horrible. They're a horrible company. Outside of, Respawn, which they're great people. But, just the corporation in general. So let me look up this dumbass term or a phrase that this idiot, I hope he isn't the CEO. I swear to God, if he's the CEO, I swear to God, I'm gonna do absolutely nothing if he's the CDO. I swear I'm not gonna do a damn thing. So, as I'm looking it up, basically, I believe the CEO of EA made some dumb or very insensitive is not the best word, but just a tone deaf comment about loot boxes, specifically that oh yeah, we're not gonna call them loot boxes anymore. We're gonna call them this stupid, dumb, even more obvious, dare I say, pretentious term in terms of it felt kind of offensive when you think about it. Do y'all really take us for being that stupid as gamers as a whole to accept that? It's a threshold, I'd say, but Jesus is completely in our face all about it, which I don't really fly with me. It don't really fly with me. So, okay. So I think I found it. Let's look it up. I'm trying to find out who specifically made this dumbass comment. Oh God. Okay, so this is from PCGames.com, PCGamesN.com. So Kerry Hopkins, EA's Vice President of Legal and Government Affairs, insists that the company's randomized let me get my shitty exec voice. I'm gonna try to find it. I can't even. I'm trying. Hold on. Gotta find my Zen. Okay, so insists that the company's randomized purchase. Okay, so Kerry Hopkins, EA's VP of Legal and Government Affairs, insists that the company's randomized purchases aren't loot boxes, but rather surprise mechanics in an or evidence session with the UK Parliament's Digital Culture, Media and Sport Committee. So Hopkins compares the mechanics to surprise toys, which have been around for years, whether it's Kinder Eggs or Hatchimals or LOL Surprise. This is so damn stupid. In response to questions from Scottish National Party MP Brandon O'Hara Hopkins says, "We do think the way we have implemented these kinds of mechanics, and FIFA, of course, is our big one. FIFA Ultimate Team and our packs is actually quite ethical and quite fun, quite enjoyable to people. We do agree with the UK Gambling Commission, the Australian Gambling Commission, and many other gambling commissions that they aren't gambling. And we also disagree that there's evidence that shows it leads to gambling. Instead, we think it's like many other products that people enjoy in a healthy way, and like the element of surprise." Dumbass comment. Stupid. I will punch him in his face right. I swear to God. I swear to God. I swear to God. You know, it's the stupidity of it all. It is so dumb. My God. They decided, the regular, not the courts, decided that under the local law, these mechanics under certain circumstances violate the law. Stupid. It's so dumb. So basically, kind of summarizing it all, that they're not loot boxes, they're surprise mechanics, and they're quite ethical. They're loot boxes, dude. They're loot boxes. So any way you put it, they're loot boxes. You're gonna pay for them. If you're paying for a randomized chance to get a said item, that's pretty much a loot box. Any way you put it, any dumb name that you try to mask it as, it's a loot box. So, God, I swear, how did some of these people get? It blows my mind. Let me stop, because I'm getting heated. I'm getting hot. It's getting hot in here. Next topic of discussion. Gears 5 will not have loot boxes. Oh man, what a perfect segue. Oh my God. So from a company that just doesn't get it, to a company that does get it. So, they did announce, I think, sometime this week, the coalition, I think in a community post, that basically, Gears 5 is going to have no season pass, no gear packs. DLC maps are free for matchmaking and private play. I'm not sure where else, how they worded that kind of insinuates that it could be paid some other way, or you have to pay for it in another mode potentially, but I don't think so. I doubt it. And exclusive earnable content in the all new Tour of Duty system, which they seem to be keeping pretty vague as to what that actually is. And then all store purchases are direct, so no RNG or random number generator. So you always know what you will get. So that's definitely one issue I kind of had with Gears 4, where specifically because it has loot boxes, but it felt fair to an extent, where you can earn them legitimately in terms of earning the currency by just playing the game. But in some aspects, I don't know, I feel like just the randomization of it all, I think just it's like encouraging and discouraging at the same time, because you like put a lot of time into it to try to get the weapon or character that you want, and then you keep getting these sweet ass loot boxes and earning them, but not getting the items you want. So at least maybe somewhat of a compromise. I at least personally would have felt would have been a great way to go about it, which they kind of have, is that you can buy characters and skins outright if you have enough currency, or I forgot there's a currency for burning your cards or breaking down your cards or duplicates or whatever, which felt pretty fair, but it didn't have everybody or every item that it felt like you could get in the game in general. So they could have probably made it more reasonable that way, or making it like, I don't see why it's so difficult or unrealistic to just have loot boxes, but just not have every item you earn be random. Or let me rephrase that, not every random item you get be an item you already have or already had. Well, I guess if you deleted or removed the item or sold it, then it would come back in the fray for you to earn it again. But outside of that, I feel like it's a good compromise, because I'm pretty sure the time frame it will take for you to get all the items or earn them all will pretty much sum up to, I guess, the ideal time, or that probably the developers would prefer for you to play the game, even though I think maybe they unrealistically want you to play the game, technically forever. But I digress. But it's good that now at least we don't even have to worry about loot boxes. So even has me more excited for Gears 5. I'll not have that, I guess, conflict in terms of hope I get that one skin I've been looking at today. 'Cause, man, if I don't I'm just gonna throw my Xbox away, because I'm done. Just because I can't earn a specific skin, I'm done. Like, this is stupid. I'm done with this game because I can't get weapon. It's just so dumb. I hate it. No, I don't have to worry about that anymore. Thanks, Gears 5. Appreciate it. But yeah, that's a lot of goodwill, and specifically the DLC maps, because I know that's always feels to be a point of separation between players. So if I have the map pack but then my friends don't, then like they don't want to, it's just makes and kind of invalidates the reason I purchased the DLC maps, because now I can't play if my friends can't play and things like that. So I think that should be kind of like hopefully in the future a standard as well, to not require DLC maps to have a paywall, so people that don't fully want to commit into the game kind of be punished for that. But yeah, and then now with Xbox Game Pass Ultimate, at least I think that's also gonna kind of break down a barrier too. So now more people will want to play, which in turn would just provide a bigger, richer pool for people to play games and stuff like that. It's all in all really positive stuff. So man, loving it, and man, I am kicking myself in the damn foot. Can you do that? I guess I forgot the damn term. I forgot what it's move. Either way, for those that may not know, might save you some coin. Apparently with the Xbox Game Pass Ultimate upgrade, so if you have, I believe it's going on until the end of June, if you have a current active Xbox Live subscription or a prepaid subscription, or stocked or banked, because you can, I believe the rule is you can store up to 3 years worth of Xbox Live subscription, prepaying like the prepaid cards in advance or whatever, and adding the code. You can convert that to Xbox Game Pass Ultimate, which basically gives you Xbox Game Pass for PC, Xbox Game Pass for Xbox and the next Xbox, and the Xbox Live Gold service. You'll get the same amount of years. So basically, if you upgrade for $1, I believe, it will upgrade your current subscription you have banked instantly to Xbox Live Ultimate. So basically, you'll get the benefits of Xbox Live Ultimate without having to pay extra, because technically it costs more to have a year of Xbox Live Game Pass Ultimate than Xbox or standard Xbox Live Gold. So it's some trickery going on there, but if you can juke the system, it's I'd say it's worth it, you know. So little tidbit if you did not know, and you know, saved you some coin there, bruh. Save you some coin. So but yeah, all in all, good news for Gears 5, making it shape up to be a pretty great game, even though it didn't have a strong showing at E3. But definitely looking forward to the beta, which I think is coming out next month. So that's gonna be pretty damn enticing. Pretty damn enticing. So okay, so that's pretty much all I had, at least for our topics today. Pretty somewhat semi-slow news off the, you know, cusp of E3. So but I guess we'll go on kind of what I've been playing in general. Like I said earlier, Mortal Kombat 11, at least last weekend, played No More Heroes 1 and 2. That was a great ass time, man. Forgot how great those games were. Definitely my top 20, at least for sure in terms of favorite games of all time. Great game on Twitch TV /a Switch. Want to check those out. They'll come on YouTube at some point when I get around to uploading those. Outside of that, what else have I been playing? Trying to remember. Oh, can't forget God Judgment. So I mean, that's mandatory, you know. So if you get the digital version of Judgment, you can get it early, basically yesterday. But if you get the physical, you have to get it on Tuesday. I hope that is not a trend, because that is just gonna cause an immense sense of confliction within me. Because, you know, for those that don't know, I'm kind of it depends on the game, but I'm kind of a stickler for getting a physical version of a game over digital, with some exceptions. So generally, in most scenarios, it depends on the game and the dynamics, of course, but my general rule of thumb is if a game is online, and, you know, given that it's on or online multiplayer, to be specific, I tend to get the digital version because it's just overall more convenient that way, because I'll more than likely be playing it a significant amount of time than a standard single player game. Then if it's a single player game, I tend to go physical, because it's, you know, generally after I play it for a significant amount of time, I'll be done with it in most cases. But that's generally my rule of thumb, with, you know, some exceptions here and there, or, you know, sales and stuff like that, I'll assume. But it's been causing a, you know, conflict now, especially like with Judgment. It kind of messes with my, you know, my tradition. Like, okay, well, I mean, it comes out way earlier if I get digital over physical, because that's gonna suck. That's gonna suck if that's a trend. I hope that's not a trend, but at the same time, it is convenient to play a game that much earlier than you know, when it releases. Of all the games, though, games made by Sega, or published by Sega, made by Ryuga Goku. I'm gonna butcher this. Ryuga Gotoku Studios. So, first world problems, clearly, but hey, they're problems nonetheless. All right, let me have my problems. Let me have this. But yeah, other than that, has there been anything else? Yeah, that's pretty much been it. That's pretty much what I've been up to. Haven't really been watching much outside of JoJo and Attack on Titan. Pretty interesting episodes for each. Finally, after what I don't know, feel like an eternity, we see who this dude looks like. Jesus, that is like it was getting to the point where it's kind of annoying. Like, okay, like how many times we gonna keep making this person mysterious and we don't know who he actually is or what he looks like, whatever. At least they just got that out of the way, because I'm like, Jesus, like, come on now. But yeah, specifically with JoJo's, because I don't know, ever since I've just always had a soft spot for JoJo. I can't help it. Attack on Titan, I just don't remember much of Attack on Titan, to be honest. Last episode was, man, it's been a while, but maybe that is I guess a testament to the episode. Maybe I just wasn't paying attention. I don't know. What it could, to be honest, it could be the latter. So I'm gonna give that a benefit of the doubt. All in all, man, good stuff all around, I'd say. So it's a great time to be a nerd, or aka otaku, or what have you, or gamer in general, whatever surface term you want to use. It's a great time for it. So trying to think if there's anything else worth covering. I don't think there is. So I think I'll end it there, guys. Outside of that, a little bit of housekeeping, of course. Be sure to like, favorite, kiss, suck, pucker, I don't know, all of the various platforms that this podcast is on, if you did enjoy it, which for the time being is Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Google Music, or Google Podcasts, I forgot, but it's on there either way. So outside of that, feel free to catch me like a rare Pokemon. Why did I use that? Why? Catch me like a rare Pokemon. What? All right. On Twitch TV /A Switch. I definitely plan to stream some Judgment. Man, I feel like that game is gonna be great. That might be the second coming of Yakuza, I'm guessing. It feels like, at least. I've kind of been on media blackout in terms of like the Japanese version and all that until like the US version came out, which is now. So yeah, that's definitely at least what I tentatively plan to stream probably sometime this weekend. And also catch my YouTube channel, which is youtube.com/aswitch. Also check me out or support this podcast and other endeavors on patreon.com/aswitch, which plan. Okay, I keep saying this every episode, but okay, I'm getting there. All right, I plan to make some, probably timed exclusive stuff, or even completely exclusive stuff. Still figuring that out, but either way, patreon.com/aswitch. Outside of that, you can also catch me on Twitter, just tweeting ignorant black man stuff. Is ignorant black man stuff. Yeah. I ain't gonna lie, that's probably the best way to describe it. But yeah. But until next time, guys. Oh yeah.